One of the biggest misconceptions about meditation is that meditation is just for relaxation or to help silence the mind or for stress relief. And that couldn't be further from the truth. As a matter of fact, meditation is the single most important practice that you can do, bar none, in your entire life. That is as far as I will emphasize it. And the reason for that is because meditation is a communication tool. Okay? All the other things, and there's infinite number of benefits, but stress relief and relaxation and silencing the mind and all of those sort of benefits are quite simply just that. They're benefits. But it's not why you actually meditate, okay? And understanding that is really, really important, because once you understand what meditation truly is, then it completely changes the game, and then you start understanding why it really is the single most important thing that you can do in your entire life, the most important practice, above and beyond anything else. Doesn't matter what supplements you take or psychedelics or whatever you can do in your external life, nothing surpasses meditation for one reason and one reason only, is it's the only tool and it's the only way that you can build and establish a relationship with yourself. Now, yes, you can do writing and you can do all sorts of other self-care practices, but nothing compares to meditation. And the reason for that is that when you meditate, you stop, right? There's no distractions. You're not doing anything. You're sitting and you're being with yourself. And that's one of the greatest tragedies of the modern westernization of these ancient traditions that have existed since the beginning of humanity, okay? Because when things get commercialized and all of that, the essence of what these tools are get lost. And it's no different than, as an example, yoga. Yoga originally from the Eastern ancient traditions is all about breath work. It's all about breathing. It's not about poses. Now, yes, yogic practices in the Eastern traditions expanded upon yoga to include poses and movement and all of that, to expand upon the breathing that it was truly based on. And so in the Western world, that has been lost in translation. And so while there are benefits to doing westernized yoga, to be doing the poses and the breathing and all of that, that's all a part of self-care, self-healing, and all of that self-improvement stuff, right? But the essence of yoga has always been about the breath work. And where did the breath work begin? It began with meditation. So everything leads back to meditation when it comes to spiritual practices. So meditation is communication. Communication to whom and to what? Well, very simply, with you, with your God self, with your higher self, with the divine, with the quantum field, with your soul, your I am presence, your higher self. Whatever terminology works for you based on your beliefs is irrelevant. They're all the same at the end of the day, at least metaphorically speaking. They are all exactly one and the same. It's all you. And there is no greater relationship than the relationship you have with yourself. And if you want to know more about that, I actually have a full video talking about that particular concept, okay? But if you just think about it empirically and logically, it makes sense. So when it comes to meditation and the meditation techniques and the tools that I provide and teach you, the whole focus is on establishing that connection with your superconscious, with that higher part of yourself. Because when you establish that communication, everything in your life will completely transform, and you will start creating the synchronicities and the miracles and the blessings. Your whole outer world will transform in ways that you couldn't even possibly imagine. And the reason for that is very simple. If you think about you as a human being and all of your belief systems and everything that's going on in your mind and all of your feelings and all of your pain, your hurt, your trauma, the self-negatives, the self-talk, everything that's going on inside of you, all of that was introduced to you as you grew up, from an infant, from a baby, all the way through to adulthood. So, you started out as unconditional love, and then along the way, all these belief systems and external stimuli and experiences and your interpretations of those experiences based on what you understood and what your belief systems were, or the belief systems that you received and that you took on, how they interpreted and filtered your whole entire life. So the only place to get rid of that clutter, okay, the only place to truly heal and to transform all that non-love and all of that self-negativity and all of the self-talk and those programs, that 90% of your unconscious mind, the only way to get access to that is by meditating and going inwards, right? Sitting down and silencing yourself. And what I mean by silencing yourself, I mean just sitting down and just allowing. You see, a lot of people struggle with meditation, and a lot of people end up giving up on meditation because the way people are taught to meditate is wrong. Quite frankly, I'm just going to speak the truth because it's the truth. I lived in an ashram for 20 plus years. I traveled the world, spent time with saints and masters and shaman and healers and all sorts of different things. I've done a lot of different modalities and studied everything from the science side to the ancient wisdom side as well. And nothing beats meditation. Now, when I say meditation, I'm not talking about guided meditations or any other derivative of that, okay? And the reason why I say that is because when you're doing a guided meditation or any form of hypnosis or anything like that, well, you're allowing external stimuli in, right? And that external stimuli distracts you. I'm not saying that guided meditations are not good. I'm not saying that hypnosis and listening to binaural beats and affirmations and all of those other sort of tools are not beneficial. Of course, they're beneficial. However, the goal is to get into that silent place and to be in that silent place. That's the goal. That's the true meditation. When you're in that space, you're in infinity. I mean, I can't even begin to describe the experiences that I have in meditation. And I can go into it like that. I can sit down and anywhere from 10 seconds, and in some cases, it could take even a couple of minutes depending on how I'm feeling and what's going on with me and all the stuff going on in my head and so forth, and emotionally in particular. I can go so deep that I literally lose all feeling and sensation of my body. And as a matter of fact, I'm in such a blissful state and in such a heightened state that my body just starts healing itself. My body starts transforming, and I start experiencing different experiences and start receiving messages and guidance. And I, at that point, will start engaging with the quantum field, with God, my higher self, my superconscious self, whatever you want to label it, right? And I start communicating and asking questions, asking for help, asking for guidance. All of that is available, and you have no idea the power that that gives you. And the interesting thing about, the modern world, so many people are like, searching online for a 10-minute meditation, 5-minute meditation, 15-minute meditation. Everyone's sort of like, oh, I'll get it in and I can tell everyone I meditated. You know when you're meditating properly because you don't ever want to stop. You don't want to stop. You just want to stay in it forever because you're so blissed out. You're feeling so much love, and you can actually feel the healing taking place. Did you know it's actually scientifically proven that with meditation, you're able to change your DNA. You're able to change your genetic code, okay? You're actually able to change the structure of your body. And when you're in that place of complete surrender and that silence, that's where the magic happens, right? Because you're completely connected to Source. You're connected to who you truly are and who you were born to be. And so naturally, as your vibration increases, your body is going to transform as well and accommodate and try to accommodate that higher vibration, that higher consciousness. It's brilliant. It's amazing. And literally, it's magical, like literally magical and transformative. But the biggest mistake that people also do when they try to meditate is that they try and silence the mind. They try not to feel. They try to prevent and the body aches and all of that sort of stuff. They there's all this constriction and restriction and dogma and procedures and all of this sort of stuff that's brought into it that is so unnecessary. Now, don't get me wrong. I have a meditation framework that I offer as a part of one of the programs that I have, where I give you certain things that you can do to make your meditation easier, to help silence the mind before you meditate, to help you clear yourself so that you can get into that space that I'm talking about, into that infinity, into that oneness, and to make it so super simple so that anyone can feel like they're making the gains, right? And gradually getting closer and closer to that point of where they do start experiencing for longer and longer the experiences that I'm talking about. And then also how to actually engage with your superconscious, right? Your soul, your higher self, and, the ultimate relationship. Because who else knows you better than yourself? Who else knows you better than the Source, your creator, you? No one. No one does. And it's the quickest, easiest way to get all of your issues resolved. Get all of the hurt, get all of the pain, get all of the emotions, get everything out of your system. But the worst thing you can do when you sit down to meditate is to try and stop your thoughts. The worst thing you can do is to try and stop whatever emotions may or may not come up. The worst thing you can do is to try and stop the physical pain. If you're uncomfortable, get comfortable. the only thing that I don't recommend is I don't recommend lying down, because it's not about sleeping. It's about being present, but silencing everything down. But the way that you silence it is by allowing it. The more you allow your thoughts to run through, the quicker you'll get to where there's no more thoughts to be had. Same with the emotions. The emotions are meant to be expressed just like your thoughts are meant to be expressed. The reason why your thoughts are going crazy is because everyone's trying to repress their emotions primarily. The repression of emotion causes the monkey mind. And that's why I'm so excited to be able to teach the different tools and techniques and to help guide you to truly become superhuman. But you can only do it with meditation. And if you look at the most impactful programs and systems that are out there that help you transform your mind and your body and your emotions and help you live a better and more fulfilled life, they will always include some form of meditation. But I really don't know of very many teachers out there that just basically state that meditation equals communication. In this case, communication with self. That's the only reason why you're meditating. Now, it's great that there's all these other benefits and hundreds of benefits, infinite benefits. Like the list is so long, it's impossible to write it all out. But just think about it. You can change your genetics. You can change your DNA. You can heal any ailment in your physical body. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. And there's reasons why we create circumstances and situations in our lives. So a lot of the times, the reason why you're going inwards is a part of the healing process is to get the awareness of why you've created those circumstances and situations in there. Like when you have a physical pain in your body and you're meditating and you are sitting comfortably, right? Not posing and not doing all this crazy stuff and, all this craziness that people are taught to do. You just sit comfortably. It doesn't matter. You don't need to be wrapped up like a pretzel, right? But if physical pain comes up, it's telling you something. If emotions are coming up, it's telling you something. If thoughts are going crazy, it's telling you something, and they just need to be expressed. In the case of the physical pain, you can travel into that pain and you can send it light and healing, and you can ask, why am I feeling this pain? What is it bringing up inside of me? But all physical pain, just like all mental illness, stems from the emotional body. Emotional body is where you can heal this and heal the physical body. And that's what a lot of my different videos and the different content that I'm putting out there is going to teach you. It's going to help you with that, because there's no greater purpose than to become all that you truly can and all that you truly are. So once again, meditation is communication. You want to meditate every single day. It's ideal to start the day and to do it in the morning, but you can also do it in the evening. And I recommend actually doing both. But I'll get into that in other videos. But if you understand what I'm saying, you will never want to miss a meditation. You will make that your highest priority because it affects every aspect of your life, including manifestation, and certainly living the best possible life that you can, and to realize the truth of who you are and why you're here and what your gifts and your talents are, and to be guided throughout your life rather than being stressed out and this and that and what do I do, blah, 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 the way most people live their lives. No wonder everyone's stressed out. No wonder everyone's got anxiety. No wonder everyone's depressed. It's brilliant, brilliant. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and, and share your opinions. What do you think? Do you agree? Do you not agree? And, let me help you become all that you truly can be. It's in the simplicity that the greatest transformation and the acquisition of your true power is able to be realized. Thank you.